Hey everybody, Greg here coming to you with another episode of Greg's Bonsai. Today we're going to be showcasing Lemon Tree F, as we can see here on the pot. I've been making sure to label these guys so that I know which one they are, especially when they're this small and you're trimming and you're doing a lot of work on them. You got to know which one you're working with here, especially to document. So this is Lemon Tree F. It's about the height of a chopstick here, give or take, just maybe an inch short. And just gonna dive in here. The last update I did on this was in the middle of November, so we're about 2 months out now from the last video I did. And I think I did a little bit of chopping on here, just some trimming, and we did have a little bit more leaf coverage on here, but they were actually dying out up here. And I think I might have had one that was dying out over here. But the same structure is still in place here. I haven't done too much trimming. I think I had, at one point I had a branch kind of growing out here, and I just didn't want to have in this area too much growing. So here it is. This is Lemon Tree F, okay? 2 months after my last video, like I said, and we're just gonna dive in here and have a look, hopefully with a focus. There we go. So the trunk, okay, getting rather thick for the size of the pot anyway, and getting pretty sturdy. You can see that it is definitely turning a color from green to a whitish color. So the bark is definitely establishing on this guy. Do have a little bit of growth now coming in where some leaves were. So that's really nice to see. I did aerate the soil a little bit. I put some fertilizer in and kind of mixed it in and aerated the soil, because the last time you can kind of see some separation on the side of the pot. So it was kind of just getting congealed. So I wanted to make sure I got some air in this soil and just kind of mixed in some feeding for this. This is in my grow tent. Okay, so it's been in there for a couple months now, just because it started getting a little cold outside, starting I think in November, middle of November. So I started bringing them in, and I think we had a lot of rain, so I just wanted to start transferring stuff inside. And we can kind of see, compared, if you go back and look, I do suggest this, go back and look at my last video I took on this 2 months ago, and you'll see a different plant for sure. We have a lot of growth coming in here, and we'll be going through that. But it's really nice to see that this guy is thriving, has new growth, continues to live. The leaves are pretty green, okay? Have a little bit of yellowing around here. I've heard that could be a lack of iron in the soil. So like I said, I did fertilize, so hopefully that can help with this. And the funny thing is, I did look back at the last video, and this leaf still looks the same. It's just a little yellower. This guy will eventually fall off. You can kind of see it is browning up here and very hard, but there is still some life on this leaf, so I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to let Mother Nature kind of handle that for me. So we'll continue down here at the bottom. I did not change out this pot. I've pretty much decided I think I'm going to keep these guys in these pots until the spring. When I start to take them outside, I'm going to put them in the #1 pot. So they have a little bit deeper of a base, and can kind of hold a little bit more soil and allow those roots to grow a little bit. I don't know, I'm going to check this guy. So I don't remember checking this yet, but we do have, some roots coming out of the bottom. So it is ready to kind of get a look at that. I'm not going to repot, I'm going to up pot. There's no need to do any kind of cutting or trimming of these roots yet, at least not that I can think of. Now, it might be different when I take this thing out of the pot. We'll see how much root is in here, but that is a spring problem, not a winter problem here. So this is January, all right, that I'm recording this. We're in the middle of January. Like I said, 2 months past the last video. I'll just kind of zoom in and have a look here. what's going on. Like I said, we have some new growth here, and it's always interesting to see this because it looks like aliens, you know, all this new budding and stuff coming through. It's all green, looks great. We've got some continued growth, which is what I want to see. No browning or anything like that on this new growth. I've seen that a little bit on certain plants, and it's just kind of sad to see, but it's nice to see on here. Eventually, though, you know, this growth, I may just kind of have to poke it out. You know, like this one here, you don't really want to see something else growing out there. So I'll have to take care of that eventually. I did leave this little branch on here, still green, still vibrant, and it looks like we have a little bit of growth coming on there. So that's really cool. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, but we'll kind of keep an eye on it and just see how it's going. And then up here, new growth, new branch coming out. The only bad thing is this is growing this way. I'll let it grow a little bit, just see what happens from it. But this guy and probably this guy, I don't see any new growth really coming on here. I do see a bud here, so we'll see what happens. But I think eventually what's going to happen is this guy here is going to be gone. Don't want him crossing into what is probably, it's really hard to tell at the moment which one's the leader and which one is not on this guy. This guy might be, it's a toss-up. We're going to find out soon enough, though, in a couple months probably, which one of these is going to be considered the leader. But like I said, you don't want this crossing over. So eventually I'm going to get rid of this guy. This guy will probably be gone as well just because it's growing into this other branch area. This guy looks okay. It's coming out. And then we do have some forward momentum here. We actually have up at the top, we do have some growth there, which is really nice to see. And just seeing these little leaves kind of out is kind of cool, you know. It's really nice to see. Eventually what will happen is we'll defoliate this whole thing, which means we'll just take off all of these leaves and they should come in a lot smaller. So that's the goal, but we're, you know, a couple years away from that on these kind of things. I do want to try and keep these guys in as small pots as possible just to kind of restrict that growth and make them smaller and come up smaller. You know, if you look at some of my other lemon trees, they're bigger, like the ABC series that I have of these guys. They're in bigger pots, so they grow a little bit bigger and a little stronger. I hate to say stronger. This guy's growing strong. It's just smaller because the roots just don't have as much room to grow a bigger tree. So that's this branch here going up. Now, if we look at this guy, this is, I consider this, you know, the more I look at it, I consider this to be more of the leader branch because of how thick it is compared to this guy and how we have woodiness coming up on this branch more than we do over here. It's cool to see some thorns on here as well. So that's always nice to see. We have another branch coming out of this leaf, this big leaf that looks like, of course, this yellow one that looks like it's going to be dying off. So we have a branch coming out of here. This guy will eventually fall, and this guy will take its place. That'll be a great continuation of this coming over. And then we have this branch coming up. Lots of new growth on this branch, which is surprising considering that at the tip of this, I've got death. It's kind of sad. I'm going to be probably snipping it back to here eventually, but I'm just going to let this grow and let this kind of naturally show me where that death is going to end. I'm thinking it's going to be right here, and we'll kick that off. And because I only say that because we have some new growth. Sorry about that. We have some new growth coming in here. So I think eventually once this grows out and we have some growth actually showing itself, I will probably be kicking that off the branch. Okay. And we also have new growth coming up on this poor leaf area. So once that's up there and this guy falls off, we're going to have a little bit more of an idea, hopefully by spring. Hopefully by spring, we'll see a little bit more of what we're going to be doing with this tree. We can put it outside. It can get some natural sunlight instead of getting all the fake sun from my grow tent. If you haven't seen my grow tent, I implore you to go into my channel and search for grow tent and just kind of see what these guys are being utilized with, okay? So this is my lemon tree F. Getting there, okay? It doesn't look, it looks like the poor man's lemon tree, you know, like the Charlie Brown lemon tree right now, just with the amount of leaves that are still on here and what's fallen off over the past, you know, 4 or 5 months since it's been kind of moved around. But it is kind of interesting to see how this is going, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how all this new growth just fills this tree up. What do you guys think? You think this is going to look great once these branches start coming in and the leaves start coming in with it? I think it is. Let me know what you think down below. If you're hopeful for this guy, and anything that you see that I just don't see as I was showing this off would be greatly appreciated. Anything that you would do differently to this guy, let me know down below in the comments. But if you guys did like this, make sure to hit that like button. Okay, it goes a long way. Making these videos mainly for myself, but I love that you guys are getting involved with it. And I'm starting to get a following on my channel just so that I can talk plants with you guys. You know, that's really an awesome part of this. It's just building a community and being able to talk bonsais and fruit trees and whatever. You know, just getting those opinions out there and just kind of like think tanking with everybody and just seeing what everybody's doing and just kind of hearing from you. I love that part of this channel, is just the community that comes with it. So like I said, if you have anything to say, just put it down in the comments down below. Always love hearing from you guys. And if you really did like it and you're a new viewer to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, okay? Goes a long way, shows me the support, just to keep going, you know? Like I said, I'm doing this for myself, but I love sharing this with you guys. And if you have any friends, make sure to show them my channel too, okay? Really enjoying this so far. You know, I think I'm a half year through, okay, on my channel. Got around 250 followers, which is great, okay? Just love talking to you guys, all right? I want to try and get some live feeds going out there soon, maybe me doing some trimming on my trees. I've got a lot of pomegranates that I have to continually trim, so just kind of sitting there, talking with you guys, answering questions, showing off, whatever. Just let me know, okay? And like I said, if you really liked what you saw, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications of when a new video does come to my channel right away, hit that bell right next to it, okay? Really simple, really easy to do. And until next time, guys, this is Greg signing off. This is Lemon Tree F. Until next time, guys, take care. Thanks for watching.